What up, world? 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 It's your main man, I am DJ Double Dose, man, coming at you with a special live edition. Man, we got the college football rankings, man. Listen. Before we get into all that, I just want to say, man, y'all know today is election day, and I know tensions is high. I know everybody, they on one side, they on the other side. Y'all know I don't do politics. This ain't no political show. All I say is, look, man, you got a voice, use it. Hopefully you went out there and you voted and you did what you had to do to support whomever you supporting. Do your thing, man. But I just wanted to provide a little bit of entertainment, a little bit of relief, you know what I'm saying? Because it's been a stressful day and we probably gonna have a long ass night. But however, let's move right along, man. Welcome, man, to the Double Dose of Reality Sports Show, man. And man, we finally got a sneak peek into what we think the committee is thinking about with the rankings. I must say, listen, I'm just going to say this, man, before we get this out of the way. This is the first one. It is the first one. So everybody calm down. I got the graphic. I'm about to put it up in a second so we can digest it just a little bit. But I just want to say, man, look, we knew that once we got to a 12-team playoff, there was going to be a lot of things that we was going to see, that we was going to like, that we weren't going to like. But my God, man, if you are in the Big 12 and the ACC, man, you are not getting two teams in. Hate to break it to you, it's just going to happen. As you saw, as we're about to see, right now there's currently 4 SEC teams, 4 Big Ten teams in the top 12. Now, for those of you who, you know, I know a lot of people that follow my show, you guys are diehard fans, you guys watch. So what I'm speaking to y'all is, you know, those of you, I understand. Look, y'all know the logistics of all of this. But for everybody who kind of is casual and you know, and you may not have been following it, it's not going to be based upon It's going to be based upon the top 12 rankings, but it's going to be a twist because all of the top 4 conference winners, they're pretty much going to get a bye. So when you look at it, you're going to look at the numbers and you're going to look at them like, huh, what the hell? All right, it's cool. It's no problem, man. Let's go ahead and let's get right into this shit. Let's get right into it, man. Look, I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to go off screen for a second, man. But look, man, listen. Buckle up, people. The SEC has not won, but I don't want to say 2 de facto elimination game this weekend, but man, listen, that Bama and LSU game off the rip. Then you got Georgia and Ole Miss. I say that because with Bama and LSU, is not much room for error for either one of them teams. And if whoever loses, they're pretty much done. But whoever wins, hey, look, you chugging right along. And as far as Ole Miss goes, you get a do-over. Lane, you get a do-over. Now, can you do it? I do not know. I don't know if you can actually beat Georgia. You at home. Yet to see, but you get a do-over. The Kentucky loss was a fucking terrible ass loss. However, although it was a terrible loss, you fuck around and you beat Georgia this weekend, it's almost like that shit is almost a little bit of a reprieve. But before we get into all of that, let's go ahead and let's pull it up and let's see where we are, how they have them stacked, in case you missed it, in case you were driving, because like I said, I was in traffic on my way home. I damn near had to, thank God for YouTube TV. I had to watch the beginning of the show on the phone. So let's pull this shit up, man. Look. So let's start from the bottom. All right. You got Boise sitting there at number 12. What is a good spot for Boise? I mean, look, they played Oregon down to the wire. Genty is a beast, and he handling his business, and he doing everything that he needs to do. Boise is sitting right there. Key spot sitting there at number 12. You got Bama sitting pretty at number 11, which again, like we said, LSU was a little bit below them. However, They play each other this weekend. So 9 times out of 10, if Bama holds serve, they pretty much kick LSU right on out. But if LSU fucks around and win, I know a lot of people want to say a 9-3 Alabama won't get in. But man, I'm gonna tell y'all something. It'll be hard for that committee to say no to a 9-3 Alabama. But let's continue on. You got Notre Dame sitting there at number 10. As we know, Notre Dame, they're not in the conference. So, hey, the best that they can hope for, I think if push came to shove, they could shoot all the way up to 5. But we'll get into all that later once we get weeks to go. But right now, they got Notre Dame sitting at 10. If you go and you look at Notre Dame, rest of their schedule, yikes. You already know what they're finna do to us this weekend. Say less. Anyway. So you got BYU in the playoff. Then this is where some may get confused. You got BYU number 9 in the playoff rankings. However, BYU right now currently is sitting number 1 in the Big 12. So that usurps them to the number 4 spot if they manage to win the Big 12, which, as we can talk about Colorado in a little bit, if Colorado manages to run the table and win the Big 12, because you don't see Colorado win this picture. But if they were to fuck around and win the Big 12, then you could see Colorado in this bracket. Let's continue on. Indiana. I heard Booger say Indiana was one of the most disrespected teams right now. And I'm not going to lie to you. I don't wholeheartedly disagree with Booger. I ain't even going to hold you, man. Booger kind of had a point, because when you look at what Indiana has done so far in the season, for them to be sitting there undefeated and behind quite a few people who already got losses, that's pretty interesting. You know what I'm saying? But again, as we say, Indiana, you have more than enough opportunities to prove yourself, because guess what? You got Ohio State in a couple of weeks. And if you handle your business against Ohio State in a couple of weeks, hey, all the things we're talking about Indiana ain't even going to matter. You know why it ain't going to matter? Because guess what? You're going to continue to move on right along on the charts as you're moving up. Tennessee. Now, this is your head scratcher. I don't know how to feel or what to think about Tennessee. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I honestly really don't know how I feel about Tennessee. And I say that because they are literally not living up to what we expected from them. However, here we are. They sitting here chilling at number 8, and they still got Georgia in front of them as well. Penn State, listen, I had a partner hit me this past weekend, and he said, I didn't get that. He said, man, why in the hell Penn State still ranked that high? Yada, yada, yada. And I told him, I said, man, you got to look at it like this. Franklin, he can't beat Ohio State, and he can't beat Michigan. However, Franklin can beat everybody else's ass that he seems to face. You go look over these last few seasons, they've only had like 2 losses, and you know what I'm saying? And their losses was to, guess who? You guessed it, Ohio State and Michigan. So with that being said, you know, I would like to think, or would like to say, that if you put Penn State in this position, if they sitting at number 7 in the 7-10 game with home field advantage, ain't gonna lie, man, I kind of like Penn State in that matchup. You got Texas sitting there at number 5. Now, we've had the long discussion about Texas. We've gone back and forth about Texas, about can they win the SEC, and then once they went up against Georgia, they got their ass whooped. We saw that. They went up to Vandy. You know, a lot of people wanted to talk about Texas in the light of week to week, how can they handle the SEC? I'm not going to say they passed the test yet, but they are passing the test. And what I mean by they are passing the test is they got their ass whooped by Georgia, but then they had to get on their horse, go on the road, and face Vandy in Nashville. Was it pretty? No, it was not. It was not a pretty game at all. But they came out victorious. So I'm saying that to say they're slowly doing the things that they need to do in the SEC to continue on with the season that they want to have. Right now, with Texas A&M getting their ass whooped last week by South Carolina, the SEC is literally wide the fuck open. There's no more undefeated teams in the SEC. It's wide the fuck open. So nobody is, and then everybody don't play everybody down the motherfucking stretch. So with that being said, there you go. Now, moving on. With Texas, you got Miami. They have Miami sitting at number 4. But because Miami is leading the ACC, they got them sitting at number 3, which would give them a bye in the first round. Now, here's my take about Miami. Y'all know how I feel about Miami. Can't stand them. Fuck them. Whatever you want to call it. But right now, it pains me to say this shit. They got the best quarterback in the country right now. They do. And as bad as their defense is, they've shown you this is one of those, you know, when you start talking about, you know, I'm gonna use an NFL reference. You start talking about have a team been tested. You know, you got certain conferences in the NFL where, you know, whatever. Miami has been tested. Although they've been tested by lesser teams, they have shown week after week that they can get down. But because, oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing this. I gotta take another goddamn drink. I'm about to go back to the bar behind this shit. Hey man, y'all better clip this because this is probably about the only time I give Miami this much credit. But they have shown the ability to be able to come from behind, regardless of if it's 14, 17, 21, whatever the case may be. They've shown that ability to be able to come from behind and pull off the victory. Now, again, it's against lesser competition because some would view some of the teams they've had to do that against. Virginia Tech, okay, Cal, Florida State's only win, even with Duke, an inadequate offense. However, they have shown the ability to come from behind and come up. So Miami, that makes them a dangerous team going into the playoffs. At number 3, you got Georgia, which right now, because they beat Texas, although they lost Alabama, but they beat Texas, you have Georgia as the number 2 seed because they are right now the heavy favorite going forward to win the SEC. Then you got Ohio State, which in the rankings, they got them at number 2, but we all know why they're not in this bracket because they lost to the number 1 seed, which was Oregon. So let's unpack all of this real quick. You know, I ain't going to keep y'all long because, like I said, this is a busy night. My initial reaction and my initial thoughts is just this simple. The ACC, whoever the winner is, that's going to be your only slot. Same can be said for the Big 12. Whomever your winner is, that's going to be your only slot. And I just want to say, the way that, here's my surprise out of everybody, is Boise. And when I say this, I want you to let this sink in because we're going to say it now. Like I always say, everything I say, I put on wax. I'm going to tell you this. With Jeanty, I honestly don't think nobody wants to see Boise in the first round. If Boise gets that 12 seed, whoever gets that 5th seed, I know you're going to be at home But I'm gonna tell you right now, you ain't gonna want them problems. You are not gonna want them problems. And if we go along with the bracket the way that it is right now, because we'll move along as teams move up, people move down. I'm gonna tell you right now, that Texas-Alabama game, if that's what was to come to fruition, the winner of that game having to go to Miami, we all know Miami is a front-running team. We all know this. We all know that. Hard Rock will be sold out for said game. I'm gonna tell you something. You put Miami in that environment with one shot to make it to the Final Four, air quotes, with Cam Ward, like we always say, sometimes it's better to have the best athlete, the best quarterback when it comes to tournament situations like this. Sometimes you want to have the best quarterback on the field. Now, Michigan debunked that last year because, again, Michigan did not have the best quarterback in the playoffs. But what Michigan did have in the playoff was the best defense out of the 4 teams that was available. So I say all this to say it's interesting to see where we are. I like the 12-team playoff. I like the way it looks so far, but it is so much football left to play. And those spots, it seemed like it was a lot of spots where you say 12. Oh, man, everybody was, nah, man, that shit done shrunk. That shit has shrunk tremendously from what a lot of us thought that it would do. That shit has shrunk a whole lot. So I'm just going to say this, man. Look, you look at it in its totality, absorb it. If your team is one of the 12 teams that's right here in it, hey, man, do your best to try to win out. Because if you try to win out and you locked in where you are right now, probably going to get your spot. The controversy is going to come in a couple of weeks with the SEC. We're going to see a lot of controversy that's going to come from that. And I say that because everybody doesn't play everybody. So how all of this plays itself out with these tiebreakers is going to be very, very interesting. Because these tiebreakers, how they sorted out, I looked at it once early in the summer. I glanced at it. Shit's kind of hard to explain. It is what it is. But take it in, man. Soak it all in. Enjoy it. Enjoy the moment. Enjoy where your team is. And listen, man, hey, we here, we live. I just want to give y'all a little bit of relief, a little bit of entertainment. I know this is a serious night. I know we got a lot going on tonight. I know there's a lot more pressing needs than the first playoff rankings. But I just want to make y'all giggle and laugh a little bit for the night, man. Appreciate y'all for watching. We're probably going to do this every Tuesday because I like it. You know what I'm saying? I like the way things are moving. And this weekend, we got a lot of moving parts this weekend. We got a lot of games that's going to happen that's going to shape a little more of this, man. So continue to follow the channel. Continue to follow Double Dose of Real Ass Sports. Continue to follow the Post Network, man. And look, this video was going to be here for y'all, man. I'm going to put it up on YouTube as well, so you'll be able to go back and watch it. You know what I'm saying? I'll probably repost it too as well. So thank y'all for watching, man. Appreciate you, man. Peace.